Hello. Hello, hello, hello. So, this has never happened before. I just recorded a full episode, 1 hour long, as you can see down here. We're running it right now. This is live running a recording of me recording a recording. um, yeah, I started up the game, didn't check to make sure that the audio tabs were working, and I'm just looking over just now. Um, and it is. This is the second error that I've had with this now. So what I'm explaining live in the video, the reason why I brought you in early, I was talking about other stuff that's going on with life and why I've not had a wee bit of time the past 3 or 4 days to record anything. Um, but then I went on to explain how I did go straight into the Orin fight, and I got about halfway through it. I always do my checks, right? Which is so ironic now to think that I was saying this in a video and I wasn't checking my mic output. But I always do my checks and just to see to make sure that the recording is live, right? So it was about 2 minutes into this audio, this visual that you're looking at of the recording because there is no audio. You can hear the game audio, which is good. I'm glad that's the case. We'll just make sure I've got this up full for you so that you've got the live sound effect of it. But yeah, I checked and it came up desktop audio was live, great. Um, but I didn't notice the mic wasn't detecting me speaking. So I've had to go and set up a new set for that. Um, it's working now. I can see the Xbox headset thing pinging up and down, so that's all good. That's fine. And I can see desktops picking up the audio. I'm doing all this checks for myself right now. This isn't for your benefit, but that's what I'm explaining live in the video because what had happened was I went into the Orin fight. We got about halfway through it, and it came up on the other screen that there was an error, and so I had a look, and I was trying to see what the error was, and I realised the recording had stopped. So I thought, well, this is a bust. I thought if this is an honor mode, I just need to pause the game, go over, reset whatever I need to, and then come back to the honor run. But I can see myself pointing right now. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Ah. um, but yeah, I would have just paused it, refired it up, and explained the situation. Says, sorry, you missed the first half of the fight. Here it is now. But I decided I'm not going to do that because we have the benefit of being able to reset now. I'll reset just to bring you in, so that anyone watching this, and even if I want to watch this back after, I've been away from it for a bit, just to refresh myself, enjoy it personally or whatever, then I can do, and it's there for me. Um, so I thought I'll make sure I get the full fight because it's a great fight. I have criticised it in the past to some of my mates as maybe like when you think about this being one of the important boss fights of the game, they could have put a bit more into it maybe, but it's maybe just that I've not had good experiences with it before. I've either gone in with the right plan and it's worked first time, or it's just been that hard that I wasn't able to overcome, and I've had to reset. Particularly the first playthrough I done, so when I wasn't doing it on honor mode. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll skip forward a wee bit just to when. Yep, there we go. So I'm moving forward now, and I'm just going to commentate over the top here of what I was going to do, what was happening in it. So you can see here that we have some of these ballasts. The good thing is you're going to get the audio of the game, so you will be able to hear Orin talk, I presume. I've not tested that yet, but I think you will. I can hear someone talking. I'm going to raise my desktop audio. That's set up to 1 now, so this will be loud. Louder than normal, I think.
I smell it. Gortash's corpse stain. His killer approaches. See how good I was? How patient while you drained the tyrant's juices for me. But Saravok's crimson was not yours to spill. He was mine. You had no right to take him. Oh, did it think it could protect? Did it think it could save? Only the blades can offer salvation.
So at this point, I looked to persuasion. I said that you said Bhaal wanted us to fight. He will reject this offering. So it's a 25 difficulty, so we need at least a 13. I do have inspiration. Because we do not hit it first time. It's a decent roll on 9 when you've got that much bonuses, but when it's 25 as a difficulty class to hit, it's so difficult. So we roll an inspiration, and on that inspiration, we hit an 18. So we're safe.
Lie, underling. It is your blood I am destined to spill. Your death spit will stain these walls, little lamb. Your murder should have been exquisite. A crypt-born effigy to greet Bhaal's bleeding dawn. And now it will be nothing. Come to me, Father. Set my flesh to your unholy purpose.
Okay, so the fight begins. Bunda rolls high in initiative, which is great. It gives us the opportunity to be acting first every time. Now, with this fight, the important thing to note is that you've got these Reapers that go around the outside of the map, and they are casting Bloody Favour, which gives Orin a boon, as it's referred to as in the game, every turn. Alright, so that skull at the end of the battle action is Bhaal, I suppose, coming down and giving favour on Orin. And so that replenishes her Unstoppable, which you see is an Unstoppable 12, and also allows her to cast a legendary action. Now, in this, there is something called Bhaal's Edict, which can get anointed to any one of us, either me or Shadowheart, during the combat. And what that does is it gives us one turn, that turn that it's on. I've phrased that poorly. What that does is it demands of us to kill within that turn that it's on. So if you do not, it's an instant kill. It's not knocking you down, it's not lowering your health or doing 100 damage or whatever, it is an instant kill. Alright, so it is important that whenever Bhaal's Edict comes up, and I'm labouring this point for a reason, whenever Bhaal's Edict comes up, that person needs to make sure they get a kill. Alright, so Deathhead here has 3 Unstoppable. That's easy for Bunda to get rid of. Bunda can get rid of that and then finish the person off. So that's what my first plan is for Bunda to go in and lower the action economy of these other fighters in the mix here. Okay, so we have Celestial Haste cast, because that's free, right? If you cast Celestial Haste, you get an extra action. It costs an action, so you trade an action for an action. It means that the next 4 turns after this, I'll have 2 bonus actions. Or so I hope. That's a concentration spell. Remember, it's not a potion of speed, it's a concentration spell. So I need to maintain concentration to be able to maintain that spell cast. Alright. I go for Rays of Fire here, because that's 3 projectiles worth, and it reduces the Unstoppable by 3 straight away. So it means that my main action has him bare and ready to be attacked. I don't do Luck of the Far Realms for any of these. So they're Unstoppable reduced to 0. They are now vulnerable to attack. I should explain, Unstoppable means that anytime they get hit, their damage is reduced to 1. Alright. So you can see there I've used Topple and it was successful. I was going to go for an unarmed strike, but that's only 36 max damage. We need 35, so it's too much of a risk. So we use another Topple and that kills the Deathhead. And given that we don't have anything else to do, I send Bunda down the opposite direction from Shadowheart, just so that we're in polar opposites of the field. It means that Orin needs to pick a direction. She needs to pick one of us to fight. She can't do some area of effect that damages both of us. And yeah, I think I choose to end my turn at this point, but these people are all casting Sanctuary, so it's not easy enough to just kill them. You need to do something to break their Sanctuary, or overcome it. So entities can't be targeted, but area of effects are able to damage them, which Shadowheart, of course, has been training her whole life for, right? It's been the whole onus of that class is area of effect at all times. Spirit Guardian mainly, but Fireball as well. You see, I mentioned Celestial Haste before. Only if you're concentrating. Straight away, she broke my concentration. I was gutted at that because it was a big part of my plan to be able to lay in extra attacks in the action economy. So we take a potion of speed for Shadowheart, which gets her an extra main action. She activates Spirit Guardians first and foremost. I'm just checking here to make sure they don't have resistances or I can't remember what it was called, but it was Radiant Retort. That's what it was called, Radiant Retort. So anytime radiant damage is dealt upon someone, they were able to double it as force damage back at the attacker. They don't have anything like that, so don't worry, that's not relevant to this fight. I was just double checking to make sure that I was going to be safe. But all of these people are all concentrating on the spell Sanctuary and then on this boon that they are offering to Bhaal to cast down on Orin. So we go for level 4 Spirit Guardians. Breaks our concentration on guidance, that's fine, don't worry about it. And then we were thinking about using Radiance of the Dawn. We need to move forward a bit just to have that first effect. There we go. Which deals 24 damage. We've then got a Fireball. I go for a level 5 because these two are close enough that you can attack them together. So we do that, and one of them saves. But the other one takes 15 plus 1 Radiant, so that's good damage. And we deal another 24 Radiant, which brings them down to 18 health. I move them back. I move Shadowheart back there just because she's going to be sweeping round here. Excellent timing, by the way. She's going to be sweeping round, just laying Radiant damage on each of them as much as we can. So I moved her back just so that she would hit that person she's on, and then be able to start running straight away. But there you can see Boon of the Unstoppable on Orin. That's her back up to 12 if she wasn't before. Straight away, Bhaal's Edict has been cast on Shadowheart. So Shadowheart must kill on this turn or she's instant killed. Right? You're able to bring her back. It's not a permadeath situation. It is just death. You know, like you can still bring her back with Scrolls of Revivify, whatever. I said Scrolls of Revivify twice. There's 2 different Scrolls of Revivify. Because you can cast it as a spell, which is a scroll as well. Never mind. Bunda takes a healing potion with his first bonus action, and you do not get opportunity attacks given against you with Orin, which is very useful. We go and topple the Invoker, who's standing on the altar that Lae'zel is laid upon, which brings him down to 2 health. We go for a punch, knowing that we'll get an extra action. And we're thinking about what to do. We're thinking... They're all in Sanctuary, so there's no point. So we just decide we'll take a shot at Orin, and we missed. We had something to use, we decided to use it. It was a hit and a miss. And then we move over, taking Orin away from the direction Shadowheart's going to be moving in. You'll see I do a sweep here. That's the direction Shadowheart's going to be moving. Alright, I remember this. I remember my fights well, I remember what I've done. But what I didn't think about was that I was stood right next to Lae'zel, and Orin has just cast a spell that has killed Lae'zel and done damage on Bunda. So, Lae'zel is out the game. That's a permadeath, by the way. That Lae'zel on that altar needs to be protected, otherwise she is dead, and now she is dead. Bhaal's Edict has been taken away because Shadowheart moved up against that Reaper and dealt the damage that was necessary for us to be able to lose Bhaal's Edict. So we're looking at casting Sunbeam here, because it's able to go through Orin +1, but I don't think I go for it. I think I decide against it. If I do go for it, it's silly because I can think of a better thing to do already. Right, no we don't. I remember what we do. We do Radiance of the Dawn in the middle of the 3 of them here. So damage on him, damage on her, and then we go and do a wee bit of damage here. Oh, we miss. Right, okay. So Radiance of the Dawn, it's Channel and Divinity. We've got 3 in our area. So we do it once, it does good damage on a few of them here. And then we do it again, and it kills one of them, brings the other one down quite low. The damage to Orin's negligible. Like, at this point it doesn't matter the damage that we're doing to Orin. So, Yeah, we do Radiance at the Dawn, then we cast Sanctuary, I believe. There we go. So 26 damage on this one, which means they've only got 4. Sets it up well for an easy kill next time if Shadowheart gets Bhaal's Edict again. I can't remember if she does next turn, I think she might. Yeah, so I cast that on Shadowheart and it takes away our Spirit Guardians, but we have enough spells that we don't have to worry about it. She does get Bhaal's Edict again. Bunda is Fearful, so that takes away his his main action. So he's only got 2 bonus actions. What do we decide to do here? Heal first? Yeah, makes sense. Supreme Healing. 10 away from max health, that's fine. We'll live with that. And then he dashes away. Yeah, that's right, yeah. So we decide we've only got 1 bonus action left after drinking the potion. So instead of wasting attacks on Orin, because it's not going to do damage, we get away, which is exactly what we're hoping for. She has to dash to get to us. Gets a leap in, does 27 damage, but she can do 60 or 70 damage in a turn, so that's fine. That is fine. Spirit Guardians we reactivate, level 4. Okay, and then we can step in on this person now that we weren't able to do that damage to before. It eliminates Bhaal's Edict, because 19 damage is enough to kill. Again, just to reiterate, Bhaal's Edict means that you need to kill on that turn. If you do not kill, then you will be insta-killed at the end of the turn. I'm trying to investigate if there's spells that are able to bridge the gap between these 3 Reapers that are left. Doesn't seem like there are any that I have, so it's going to need to be a line of sight spell. Sorry, excuse me. It seems as though it's going to need to be a line of sight spell or something like Wall of Fire I was considering, because I could cast a Wall of Fire straight across and that would hopefully be able to do the damage on the 3 of them, but I decided against it. I can't remember what I do in this turn. We need to step in and touch him, deals the damage on him, then touch that person. I think I'm going to go for Sunbeam here. 20 damage on them. Oh no, Wall of Fire? I don't cast Wall of Fire in this. What do I do here? Put your guesses in the comment section. I don't know what I'm going to do. Do I just soften up one with a Fireball, level 3? It's fair enough, yeah. Puts him in a position where I could probably kill him on the next turn with Spirit Guardians and thing. So, Boon of Bhaal. Bhaal's Edict on Shadowheart again, so Shadowheart must kill again during this turn. As for Bunda, let's get the Wrath of Orin. I'm looking for a push here to see if I can knock Orin off the edge. It's not possible, it seems. You might be able to, but you need to remember that you need the Netherstone from Orin. So it's maybe not the best idea to put her into a chasm that seems to go straight to hell. Yeah, just toppled her to reduce her movement. Also done some decent damage, to be fair, but the damage again isn't important. She's going to be able to heal. She gets her unstoppable back. So Bunda's looking at softening up some of the other Reapers so that we have easy targets to kill for the future when Bhaal's Edict comes back on. So we throw a smoke powder bomb and this person saves. Alright, which is not good news. 0 force damage. It was a complete waste. I consider not doing it again, and I think about other options of what I've got available that we could use. We do have a potion of speed if we need to get a main action back again. I'm thinking about smoke powder bomb again. I think I know what I eventually go for, but let's see if I'm right. Might actually go for another smoke powder bomb here, by the way. Sorry, I was just having a wee chat with my dad there. I'll rewind it back 10 seconds and I'll stitch these 2 episodes together. It'll feel like nothing for you guys, but I was just having a wee chat. So, I do believe we go for another smoke powder bomb here. You'll see in a second. Yep. Another smoke powder bomb. This time does 9 damage, so it does something. It softens him up a wee bit. On an otherwise 0 damage that I would have done just with running away, it's fine. It's damage is damage. So we take ourselves away from the direction of Shadowheart so that again Orin isn't able to deal damage to both of us in one fell swoop. So jumps on Bunda, rips him apart for 11 damage. 9, 9, 9, so 38, and then she goes in for another 28. Now, Shadowheart dies there because I didn't kill on that turn. And I didn't realise this at the time. She needed to kill that person that she stood next to, so she's out, right? Well, not perma-dead, but seriously fucked. Bunda's got 2 HP, so that's the situation we're in, right? Seriously unhopeful. He also now has Bhaal's Edict, so he must kill on this turn, and if you remember the challenge that I had killing previously, it was bad enough. So we drink a Supreme Healing, get ourselves back up at least a wee bit. And then we go for Scroll of Revivify. I'm going to get Shadowheart back up. Which is a risky play here, because there's no guarantee that Bunda's going to be able to kill. We'll get Shadowheart back up. And then, for Bunda's next action, and we're going to get a Potion of Speed, which will give us our main action back. Right, instead of a bonus action only being available, it'll be our main action. You can see this Reaper's got 5 health. It should be a layup, you know. I don't know what I'm thinking about here. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Because it's got to be Potion of Speed, and then I think I cast a Fireball, I think is my solution. Because even though Bunda's not a spellcaster, if he has scrolls he can still cast them. He's just not quite as proficient with them, and sometimes he can fail. We are really taking our time thinking about this one. Yeah, aye. So, here you go. Potion of Speed. There we go, and then Fireball. We take it away from Shadowheart so that she doesn't get harmed in the attack. I'm seeing again, just that tiniest of gaps between the two of them is enough. It's obviously planned by the game makers, like fair play to them, it's a smart thing to do. So we go for the safe option, we go with the one that we have the advantage on attacking as well as only having 5 health. And we hit for 14, so that's enough to kill. Bhaal's Edict's taken away, Bunda will not die at the end of this turn. Now I need to get him to safety. Do I go high or do I go low? That's my options here. I do consider the high option just because that's where we've been most of the time, but I thought no, it'll be smarter to go low because A, you can get further away, and again it's further away from Shadowheart also, but B, it kind of breaks line of sight. I don't know if it affects anything, but I had it in my head that going down away from Orin would be safer than having the high ground. So it's Orin's turn. She goes over to the newly awakened Shadowheart and absolutely destroys her. Shadowheart, once again, dead. We have the Boon of Bhaal. Orin's unstoppable, top back up to 12. And Bhaal's Edict is cast on Bunda. So Bunda now again must kill, right? I didn't even think about it, but I could have gone in and killed these. I'm actually in here right now, like what's going on? Why is there like a party going on down here at the time that we're having this god battle up top? I could have actually gone in and fought one of them, I think. And that would have counted because it's an offering. Killed someone. That's all Bhaal's looking for, is an offering of murder. So we take a healing potion because I was thinking you've got to be worried about the next attack. The next attack is Orin. I've got to be worried about that because Orin could have eviscerated me when I only had 50 health. But now I need to turn, pivot, and think about how do I kill. Disintegrate is one of those that you need to target someone directly, which won't break Sanctuary. You know, you can't get past that with a scroll like that. Ice Storm will work because it's an area of effect. Glyphing, Glyph of Warding will work because it's an area of effect. And there's a few other things I'm looking at that might work. Not this. There's a few other things I was looking at though, or thinking about. So we have 2 main actions, which technically counts as 3 if we use an arrow, because you get 2 of those plus your extra main action. And then we have a bonus action, so that's our position. We need to try and figure out how to kill either that person with 21 or the other person who's got 30 something. So how are we going to do it? So I'm looking at Scroll of Sunbeam, because that can do 6 to 48 radiant damage, which is enough if it hit well that it could kill either of the 2 of the Reapers. Which then comes into my thinking. I was planning that it would take 1 attack. This is what's going on in my head right now. Use Sunbeam, and then I was going to use Globe of Invulnerability, just to get ourselves a bit of breathing space to maybe get Shadowheart up and heal her and stuff like that. That was my hope, was what was going to happen here. Because we don't need to protect Lae'zel anymore, she's gone. You know, that boat sailed. Again, this I make this point actually after this fight. People would save scum it and go back to get Lae'zel back alive. See, just letting it ride. Like, it's honestly what this game's all about, is allowing for that spontaneity, allowing for the improvisation that's necessary when things go bad. You know, some people, maybe even in this fight, see when Shadowheart dies, they'd be like, oh, save, retry, like, that's shocking, I didn't see the Baal's Edict or whatever, right, I didn't know that that's what happened, and you'll reset the game. And fair enough, I get that if you're maybe new to it and you made the mistake because you weren't paying attention, but let it ride, man. Like, this is when the interesting stuff happens and you really learn the game and you really appreciate the ins and outs. So I'm looking around the back of that person, but I wanted, because I didn't have much movement, to go around the front excuse me, to save on movement speed to get over to cast the spell on the Globe of Invulnerability on myself and Shadowheart. But this guy is highlighted red, the one next to Bunda, as well as the one off in the distance, alright? But he doesn't get hit. Now that guy deals 13, which I was really gutted about because I'm thinking I'm dead. I need another spell that can do 8 damage to this guy. Then I remembered one of the illithid powers I have is to be able to recast the spell. So we'll recast Sunbeam. We'll do that. We just line up the same shot again. Hopefully we'll get the guy beside us this time. We don't, but we do kill that guy, so Baal's Edict's gone. We now only have 1 bonus action remaining. So what do we do with that? How do we deal with that? I decide to take one of the potions of greater healing. Or no, I don't. I think I go for the superior healing because that can top me up to full. That's what I do. There was only the chance that could top me up to 1 away from full. The superior healing almost guaranteed it. And then we stand right next to Orin because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we're back where we were before or right next to her. She's not going to need to waste an action of dash to get to us, so her whole attack would come to bear on us wherever we were at. And so what does she do? She hits us with that and not much else, to be honest with you. So she gets Boon of the Unstoppable. She gets herself top back up to 12. Alright. Now, I'm having a look here to see before I say anything. I'm very worried about Baal's Edict again. You know, you've got to kill on this turn to survive, right? Right? Baal's Edict, you got to kill to survive. If you take a look over on the left, you can see all the effects that are on me right now. I'm stressing, by the way. This is why I really wished that my original audio was still here, because I'm stressing like mad. I've got to kill this person who's got like 30 health still or something. I can't remember what they've got exactly. I'm having a look. Is it this turn actually? Because I'm having a look to see if Baal's Edict is on me right now. That is what I'm looking for. And I don't think it is. I might be jumping the gun here. Hold on. Because I think Scott from an hour ago has noticed that Baal's Edict is not on. Which means I wouldn't be acting the way I was acting. He's doing a lot of pointing. I've got a tendency for that. Right, I'm saving. Oh, yeah, right, okay, so I save here because I'm saying that if Baal's Edict is active and the game's not showing me it, I am now acting in a way that's different to the way that I would normally act if I knew Baal's Edict was on. Do you understand that? That because I do not see the effect of Baal's Edict, I'm no longer bound to have to kill that Reaper. I'm sure that's what I'm saying right now. Not that I can lip read. But yeah, so what do we do? What do we do? We decide that we can take a breather and bring Shadowheart back. So we've got pointing to the globe of invulnerability there. Do I cast that right away? Really? I don't think that's clever. I should have done the Revivify first. So she slashes at us, but we saved from it. If we didn't, we would have had to have done a concentration save to make sure that the globe stayed up. And then we go... Oh, we can't revive on this turn. That's why I done it. I only had... Right, okay, sorry. The past Scott is ever more intelligent than present Scott. We have this protection now. We have that for 10 turns. That's excellent. Next turn we need to focus on getting Shadowheart up. That's the plan. So she goes mad attacking us. We get the retort to attack back. All that. None of it matters. We get the Boon of Bhaal. Orin, top back up to 12 again. And we were lethargic on that turn. Thank God we didn't get Baal's Edict because... Right! Hold on, right. That's important, right. So, I'll rewind here just so we can talk about it, right. I don't get the benefit of doing this typically, so I'd like to be able to do this now, right. Bunda, if you look over on the left, it says hastened for 1. I can use a mouse as well here, this is amazing, right. It says hasten for 1 more turn, that's this turn, so when we end this turn, we become lethargic, alright. If, at the end of this, when that skull has its effect, it casted Baal's Edict on Bunda, it would have been game over, because I wouldn't have been able to do anything on that turn, I wouldn't have been able to kill, therefore I would have died. That's why Orin gets the other turn there. Then it goes the skull again, Boon of the Unstoppable on Orin, and Baal's Edict on Bunda, right? Now, that's funny, I'm watching my webcam there, it's underneath me on this, I don't know if I can, yeah, look at the pause that I've got that in it. Right, okay, so I'm doing the exact same thing that I was doing then, this is funny. Yeah, so we have Baal's Edict. I wasn't imagining this because I thought I was at one point, right? I need to kill on this turn to survive. That's the position we're in, alright? I only have 1 main action now because the hastened effects wore off. The speed potion only lasts 3 turns and then you get lethargic and then you've seen what's happened there. But we do still have Globe of Invulnerability, so we can focus all of our efforts on trying to kill this Reaper. But how do we do that? How do we kill the Reaper? We have various spells that we can cast, but some of them we're not guaranteed that we're going to do all the damage that we need to do. So let me have a look. I want to take a look at the person's health, because I'm not sure what health they're at. I think I'm just having a look at my spell options just now. So get 37. I thought they had so much less than that. 37 is crazy. 2 to 16 damage on Thunderwave. It's just not worth it. It's even if I could knock them back, the risk in not being able to. That's 6 to 34 psychic damage, which would be nice. Also the possibility to stun, I think, can wear off Sanctuary, maybe. But I'm not thinking about any of that. I'm just thinking we need to kill this person. Disintegrate, obviously, it's a targetable one. We can't target when someone's in Sanctuary. I'm going through everything, by the way. We look at Glyph of Warding. It's 5 to 40, which is nice. It's good damage. I was thinking about Detonation, possibility of sending them over the edge. But I wasn't sure if that would work. I wasn't sure if Glyph of Warding would work. So I look at ranged attack and I start thinking about arrows at this point. and what arrows I've got, and I've got smoke powder arrows. Smoke powder arrows have the effect of being able to possibly push a target back. So I take that, and we do 12 damage, which is good, but it's not quite nearly enough to what we need. We need to do 25 more damage. Alright. Now, in sheer utter madness, I think I go for another shot because I've got a potion of speed, so I can convert one of my actions. So I do this again, right? And we do 14 damage, so they're down to 11. We've done a 12, we've done 14, there's 11 left to go. We take the potion of speed, 6 to 40 damage, by the way, 6 to 40 damage the scroll of Ice Storm will do. We only need 11, so it's on the lower end of the damage that this can do. It's on the lower end. Have I done it yet? Oh, and I need to kill, remember, Bhaal's Edict is active. We do 9 damage. 6 from the Ice Storm and 3 from bludgeoning. Just from ice or whatever falling on their head, right? Obviously ice is going to hurt. I thought the ice itself was the damage, but apparently not. So I've got one bonus action left and I can't get any other main actions. I go through every single potion, scroll, elixir, anything that I have in my locker right now just to see what can have some effect. I've actually just thought about something that would have been really cool. I could have done something that was to do with fire. It would have got whatever damage. I could have, because the ground would have been burning, I could have placed a smoke powder bomb on the fire and it would have detonated it and it would have done additional damage, and I could have done that in perpetua. That would have been an easier way to do this. But the Reaper is alive, has 2 health. Bunda hasn't killed on this turn. So it's game over. We have a bonus action left. I'm looking at the breakdown right now of the damage. I switched the keyboard and mouse for this just to look at the damage. So it's 13 roll divided by 2 for their evasion skill, which brings it down to 6. The other one I think was 7 divided by 2, so it's 3 because they take the lower of the damage. If you added them both together, it's 20 damage divided by 2 is 10. It still wouldn't have been enough. He would have had 1 HP. 1 HP, 2 HP, it doesn't matter. The guy's not dead. And that's the long and short of it, is he's not dead. And we needed a kill. So Bhaal's Edict is going to kill Bunda at the end of this turn, and there's nothing that we can do about it. That is the position that we're in right here and now. I think about pushing, but he's in Sanctuary. I can't target him, so I couldn't push him off the edge. And I'd also need to save running across ice, which could end badly as well. But yeah, I go through everything again here, just in a hopeless last effort to find something that... Drink this potion and you erupt in flames, deal 1d4 of damage to people around you and whatever. Looking for something like that. Let me spoil the surprise. There's nothing. And so I resign myself in my chair to absolute hopelessness. As you can see, there are still 22 minutes left on the recording. A lot of hand gestures going on from me right now. If I had somewhere else to put this webcam or this face cam that whilst showing the other face cam, I would absolutely do it, but too much of me on the screen, no thank you. But yeah, we go through absolutely everything and we come up with nothing. I can't even remember if I do anything at all here. Do I drink a potion? Oh yeah. Actually, I do something so stupid, right? Because I was resigned to it's over, right? I drink this angelic reprieve, which puts you to sleep for 2 turns, right? It treats you with the effect of having a long rest, which is nice because it regenerates my key points, brings back things like wholeness of body, key restoration, all that sort of stuff. It's quite good. It's not really something I need right now though, but I just thought it would be more peaceful to die in your sleep than to die to this skull eviscerating you in the ground that you stand. So I decided to drink the angelic slumber. which is like Nightlock in this instance, because it is a sleep that I have no expectations of waking up from. Down we go. Right. Concentration broken on the globe of invulnerability. Right. That was my first oh shit moment. Right. So she's no longer invulnerable. She then gains 12 health, which she didn't need. It's just overkill at this point. And she jumps away, which is bizarre because it's a bonus action. She could have used that to attack me. It's absolutely bizarre that she takes that course. Right. Does sanguine animation, which brings in. Where is it? It's through her right now on the altar, I think. Right. She brings in another fighter to the equation for whatever reason. Jumps back across. And all of this damage, I forgot. I'm sleeping. She's going to crit me. I forgot. Right, I was I thought I was going to be protected with the globe of invulnerability and it wouldn't have hurt. Right, that's my bad. So every attack she does is an instant crit. But then there was a break in the attacks, so I'm now awake, standing. Crits don't hit unless she makes a crit. I get the opportunity to attack with Greater Kashigo. I do it. We get a bit of damage. She swipes me for my efforts. I'm now back down to 8 health. Right. I've been so low in this fight so often. You have this blood marrow skeleton running over. And then I take 2 damage. Can anyone tell me why I am not dead? Bhaal's Edict, right? It was active. Let me take you back, right? Here we are, back before we drink the angelic slumber. Bhaal's Edict. And I can assure you, Bhaal's Edict means that if you do not kill by the end of this turn, then you will be insta-killed. That's what happened to Shadowheart, right? So I'm going to watch this through again and I'm going to keep an eye on Bhaal's Edict. I'm going to keep an eye on it just to see at what moment does that go away. It happened right there. No way did I do that because I drank an angelic slumber in a sort of haha that'll be funny to go to sleep and die in my sleep sort of move. Is that a thing? So if you look at the chat logs here, Bunda used Potion of Angelic Slumber. Bunda broke concentration on Globe of Invulnerability. Bunda failed a saving throw against Orin. Bunda lost condition Bhaal's Edict. And then Reaper of Bhaal lost condition prone. See, I thought when push comes to shove and everything came through and all of that, I thought maybe it was because that person was prone, right? And that they lost concentration on whatever they were casting, and because they were the last one, the Boon of Bhaal was no more. Now, the Boon of Bhaal is no more. If you look up in the top in the action now, this is a skip back forward, by the way. If you look up in the top here, you can see the skull's no longer in this fight. It is the Reaper, who's on 2 health. It is this Blood Marrow skeleton that Orin summoned, with 30 odd health. And then Orin, who's only had a sliver taken off, right? So I go up here and I have a word with Bhaal. I'm like, yo, you were meant to kill me. We had a deal. If I don't kill anyone on that turn, I'm meant to be down dead. I was like, what is happening here? I'm somehow now alive and I've only got 6 health. I could have had a lot more health if you had just gone without the hassle of putting me through having to survive or whatever. But I drank an angelic reprieve and that's what saved me. I can't believe that it was actually something that I'd done unknowingly. Please do not think that I had any sense in what I was doing. And also, that angelic reprieve, albeit cut short, has given me hastened. So I now have 2 main actions to use here. I was confused about that at the time, but I never pieced it together. I now have 2 main actions, which means I can return to plan A. Globe of Invulnerability, Supreme Healing, right, with bonus action, but Globe of Invulnerability and Scroller Revivify on Shadowheart. And I can get 2 fighters back in the action with no Bhaal's Edict worried about anymore. That's ended. I can't believe it was actually something I done that saved that whole fight. Wow. See if that was on honour, I'd have been buzzing. Not that I wasn't buzzing, right? I was. I was so perplexed. So we get Shadowheart up. She's back in the fight. She says, I'm not going to last much longer. I tell her, don't you worry. We've got a plan for that. Excuse me. I decide to put it in a way that only protects the two of us, even though I know that Orin and the Blood Marrow Skeleton will move into this area. And I top myself back up to full health and we end the turn there. That person comes in. They're not protected, right? So they weren't protected by the Globe of Invulnerability. So when they attacked me and missed, I had the opportunity to take a reaction and was able to kill them. That then means that there's no more unstoppable for Orin. So she takes a couple of swipes. We have this warding flare and all that. It doesn't matter because Orin can't actually affect us here. So we choose to dodge all of these things and that's fine. I'm just having a wee chat right now. And then she moves in, as expected. So does the Blood Marrow Skeleton, as expected. And so we're all now just happy family, chilling in the Globe of Invulnerability. And I'm using this as an opportunity to get my strength back, because we need it. So, I'm going to use my main actions to throw healing on Shadowheart. And then my bonus actions to attack, because you think, Globe of Invulnerability, they can't be attacked. This person's resistance, their vulnerability is bludgeoning damage, which is exactly what Bunda's fists deliver. Bludgeoning and more. Quite literally, you've got acid damage in there as well, right? But bludgeoning being the main damage. So the plan is to heal Shadowheart, and once we can be sure that she is up to a certain level that we're quite happy that she won't die instantly, take down the Globe of Invulnerability so we can start laying on the damage. Maybe jump in the gun, because I could have healed her, settled back in, let them have their turns, regain full action and then gone, but why wait? Why wait? So we step out, we go to our main action throw, or we end concentration. I think that was just in case the potion didn't work. Yeah, I think I had a worry that the potion might not work with someone that's invulnerable. Supreme Healing, throw it on the floor right next to her there. She gets the effects. We get another chance to do that. So we do. Supreme Healing. And it takes it up to 94 out of 135. We decide, because we've got two main actions and that splits off into three, we'll throw another one and get her full health. There we go. So Bunda and Shadowheart are practically back up to where they were at the start of the fight. Albeit a few spells gone and whatnot, but that's fine. So, Blood Marrow Skeleton, time to deal with him. I step in between them both here, just because I wanted to attack Orin first with that. She whacks Shadowheart, but then that gives me the option of using my unarmed attack on the Blood Marrow Skeleton, rather than wasting... No, why? Oh, that was silly of me. I had that in my head that I was going to use the thing. That was silly. That was my bad. Right, but yeah, nothing else to do in the turn, so we go ahead. Do we fly? No, we just stay there. Which was silly, we should have, because we don't take opportunity attacks. But that was a big wasted turn from Orin there, because she didn't do as much as she normally would. But we heal up with Shadowheart, gets her up to near full again. And then, what do we do? What do we do? I can't even remember what I've done here. Oh, that's right, we call in the planner, the planar ally. See if I've been pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry. Planar. Should be planar, shouldn't it? Planar. Plane of existence. Planar. Probably. I go for the Diva because they have something called Wrathful Smite, right? And I believe Wrath something that should, or sorry, Smite is something that should have an effect against a monstrosity, which is what Orin currently is. So we end Shadowheart's turn, having brought this person in, we go for Wrathful Smite. which has possibly frightening target and give them disadvantage on attack rolls. And it does very little damage on her, but 36 combined damage on both of us. Or 36 was it? Was it 19 and 14? I can't remember. Whatever it was, right? 30 something. Bunda gets absolutely annihilated there, so he's down to his last death saving throw. If he rolls unsuccessfully, he'll be dead. Shadowheart can't let his heroics go unappreciated. Albeit she only has one main action really to use before her turn is wasted. So to sacrifice it just to bring Bunda back is a lot, but I think you look at the health of Orin and you recognise that she and the Diva cannot do this alone. Bunda is the one that's going to bring the damage. He needs to be alive to do that, so I'm sure that is what we end up going for here. She has a Supreme Healing Potion, I don't need to send it over, so we go to throw, Supreme Healing on the down Bunda, and that brings him back up for 48 health. Which isn't great, but his turn will come before Orin's again. I don't do this, do I? Oh, that's silly. That's silly. I didn't need to do that. Ah, I do make mistakes. I do. Or maybe just inefficiencies, I suppose. Because it's not a mistake. It wasn't wrong, I suppose. No, it was just inefficiency. So we go for a concussive smash in the hope to daze Orin, but clearly this Diva is just entirely unuseful. And I know Diva is D-I-V-A, right? No. But is it Deva? Surely not. Surely Deva is not what they call this creature, right? Maybe it is. I take a healing potion to get Bunda back up, and then we go in for a topple on Orin. She's got 5 unstoppable still. So we do that and it brings her down to 3. We take a bit of damage in the doing. And that'll be the end of our turn. She uses Piercing Growl, which wastes an unstoppable, bringing her down to 2 left. She does 47 combined damage on a jump across to me and Shadowheart. It's what I've been trying to avoid so much, is keeping us separate. I forgot about it. Ending Bunda's turn. Should have kept us separate. Now, 2 unstoppable left. A Scorching Ray can do that. It can take us down now. So I'm too close, I've got disadvantage, so a step away, not being able to take opportunity attacks is great. I decide I'm going to go level 2 and then think, hold on, why? Go for a level 3, and any extra damage will pile on to reducing her overall health. And so we are successful in reducing her unstoppable to 0. She's also got 4 Radiating Orb, which means that her attack chances of hitting are lowered, and our attack chances of hitting are increased. So it's Diva's turn. We choose to fly because he can't walk there. Brings them in really close. Wrathful Smite again. And we're successful, but they don't get the effects. So we hit them for 29 damage, I think it was there. But we don't get the effect of Fearful or anything like that. But that's fine. It's all good. We take a Superior Healing Potion with Bunda, and we only have one more attack to do, which we go for Luck of the Far Realms to get crits. I think I count up the damage as being somewhere about 70. I'm impressed by him here, so I want to go in and have a count up on the damage. I think that first one was 40 damage hit. 25, 7, 8 is 40, yep. And then the next one was like 30 something. 24. 5 and 3, so 8, 32. Yeah, 72 damage. So 72 damage just from one bonus action. Typically Bunda should have the 2 strikes with his fists on the main actions, and then 2 bonus actions where he can use his key points. He could do, you know, approximately 210 damage a turn right now on Orin, and she's only got 110 left. 108, like that. But she goes in for the evisceration on Bunda. She misses 1, 2, and then we get to respond with an attack back ourselves, which is nice. And then she deals 112 damage and calls in 3 lackeys. Once again, we must get Bunda back up. So all of these lackeys have a turn before Bunda gets a turn, which means that the healing's going to be minimal. I assume Bunda will go down, so I only use a level 1 healing just to get back standing, which is what we see here. Then I try and line up a sunbeam that isn't going to affect Bunda, and it's difficult because even if I can just get 2 of these blood marrows, which is possible without Bunda, there you can see I've got 3, but Bunda's just in on it. And so I'm like, right, let's move the tiniest wee bit here. Bingo, sunbeam, check it. Bang, 3 of them without Bunda. So that's Orin and the 2 blood marrows. Let's let it rip. 33 and 28 on the 2 guys, so they're low. 9 plus 4 damage, 4 health. And then we done a bit on Orin, I think it was 9 we done on Orin there. And the other one's still full health. So, I make a risky play here, right? So I put Shadowheart right in the middle of everything. That could mean splash damage from Orin if she gets her turn when Bunda goes down here, right? It could mean a lot of things. It was a risky play, but the idea was that hopefully Shadowheart attracts some of the attention of the Blood Marrow skeleton so Bunda doesn't go down. Let's see if it has the effect that I desired. One of them goes for an attack on Bunda, misses, incredible. Next one goes for an attack on Bunda, hits enough, right? So needs a 20 to hit, they rolled a 23, but we get improvised warding flare to initiate a reroll. And they reroll a miss. Then it's just this one here who's got Radiating Orb, which reduces his attack potential. Goes for a strike on Shadowheart, misses, so his Radiating Orb's gone. So they've all just had their turns and missed every single one of them. Apart from the one that we forced a reroll on, right? He technically hit, but dead, gone. Not dead, gone. So Diva's got a turn, but I decide, no, let's get Bunda right in first. Because Bunda can do the bludgeoning damage on these guys, or just kill Orin straight up. So topple for the first bonus action on Orin. Four health! 4! We got her down to 4 health. And then we're just like, right, let's let her rip. Smash. She's dead. Fight doesn't end there though. Blood Marrow skeletons still want a pound of flesh, so to speak. Being only bone and maybe a couple of art. No, what would it be? Bone and what? Cartilage? No, I don't know. Shows how much I know about biology. But the Diva comes in, kills one of them. Bunda's not getting anything left to do. So Shadowheart's turn. Shadowheart needs to kill these 2 on her turn, otherwise Bunda might go down. Does that matter? Not really anymore. She does a level 3. And it almost kills them. 6 health for that one left. 6 health. So we do a level 5 healing on Bunda just to make sure he doesn't go down. They hit him for 12, so it was necessary. And then Bunda with the basic punch. I do a key restoration, I don't know why I've done that actually. The game has a moment and then it fixes itself, so main action's used. And then we go for a push. Overkill, massive overkill, but we got it done. We defeated Orin the Red.
A metallic tongue fills the air as the Slayer's form is drained of life. Ashes to ashes, blood to blood, you have robbed another god of his chosen.
So there you have it. That is what happened on this episode. You can see there's still 6 minutes left. I just sit in for a minute and I talk about some of the things I've spoke about with you already. I'm just listing them right now. I'm like, Gortash, dead. Ketheric, dead. Orin, dead. The Netherstones are ours.
So, we have the final stone. I need to see it for myself. There it is. So innocent, but such potential. You have done very well indeed.
The Netherstones pulse with psionic energy, permeating you, pulling you in line with their rhythm. The thrum quickens, rising, cresting on a single feeling.
There it is.
A location.
A morphic pool beneath the city itself. So that's where the Chosen imprison the brain.
So how do we get to the morphic pool?
The same way one gets to the bounds of anything. The sewers. When we reach the pool, we will find the brain, and we will end this. In death, thraldom, or freedom. But a word of caution. Once we cross into the Elder Brain's domain, there will be no turning back. Finish your business here before you proceed. The brain will be waiting for us.
If you remember, I do not trust that guy at one bit, so the betrayal will be coming. But yeah, I'm surprised at how much of that fight I actually remembered, like my thought processes through each other. That was quite fun. Not that I ever want to have to do this again. I'd much rather you just experienced it firsthand, the discussions that I have whilst going through it all. Because that was gutting when I saw that I hadn't actually been recording. I'm just checking right now. Xbox headset still pinging. It's good. It's all good. Oh yeah. So I go in and I loot everything, and I just talk about the Bhaal's edict bit where I thought I should be dead, and I should have been dead. If I did not drink that angelic slumber, I am almost convinced that I would have been killed. So, wow, what a happy mistake, a happy accident, I suppose. We take that. Yeah, and I'm talking about, so now we're into the home stretch. Now we are going to, the Emperor alluded to it there, when you go down to the morphic pool, you get the choice of continue down this path and you're into the end fight, or return, get yourself kitted up. That's what I'm going to do just now. As I'm going to get myself kitted up ready for this fight. I won't record it all tonight because at current time it is 20 to 8. When I finished recording this one it was like 20 to 7, right? Obviously it's taking me about an hour to have to go through all of this again, so yeah, I'll do an episode that'll be a bit of a filler episode, where I show my process and how I'm going to prepare for this final fight. It's going to be much of what you've seen before, going about gathering potions and making sure that I'm long rested and all these sorts of stuff, buying spells, using everything that I've got in my locker to make sure that we are ready for this final fight. And then it will be the main stretch, so it'll probably be sometime in the weekend. I'll get everything else needing done in the background for my own personal life as well. I'll get that all out of the way so that the next time, not the next time you see me, but when you see me going for that final fight, everything's focused on that. You know, I've got about a week then before I head away, so I've got a week to finish the game, but that I'll commit a day to it, and I'll just have fun, you know, and I'll enjoy the end of this, what has been a long series. It'll be about 80 episodes by the time it finishes, but I've had a great time, honestly, and if you've been here since the beginning, watching every episode religiously, I can't thank you enough. I really do appreciate that, and I hope you've enjoyed the journey. If you popped in and out every so often, then that's great too. You know, I've never wanted anyone to have to watch all of this because I don't think I would personally watch a full playthrough. It's a lot to commit of your time, so again, if you have, amazing, it's incredible. Thank you for that. Yeah, if you're popping in and watching the big flashpoints, the big fights and stuff like that, I hope you've enjoyed them. Some of them have been great. This one is probably one of my top favourite fights so far of this campaign. It's never been my favourite fight of any campaign in the past, but this time that was immense. I really enjoyed that. Just being on the cusp of death and bringing it all back is an exceptional feeling. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one.